Good morning to you all. Today we are discussing the importance and scope of statistics. In the ancient times, statistics was regarded only as the science of statecraft. It was used to collect information relating to crimes, military strength, population, wealth, etc. This was for making military and fiscal policies. But with the concept of welfare state, the scope of statistics has widened. Today, statistics is viewed not as a mere device for collecting numerical data, but as a means of developing sound techniques for their handling and analysis and drawing valid inferences from them. Now we are briefly discuss the functions of statistics. First one, it simplifies facts in a definite form. Any conclusions stated numerically are definite and hence more convincing than conclusions stated qualitatively. Statistics presents facts in a precise and definite form and thus helps for a proper comprehension of what is stated. For example, consider the statement, the production of wheat in India in 2009-10 was higher than that in 2008-9. The observer will not have a clear idea of the statement, clear idea of the situation from the statement. We would surely like to know what is the extent of increase in wheat production. On the other hand, if we quantify the statement as the production of wheat for the year 2009-10 was 105 million tons, which is 11.5% higher than that in 2008-9. It conveys a definite information. Similarly, the statements like there is a lot of unemployment in India, the population of India is growing at a very fast rate, the prices of various commodities are rising, etc., hardly convey any worthwhile information as they do not specify the numerical dimensions involved. Now let's consider condensation. Generally speaking, by the word to condense, we mean reduce or lessen. Condensation is mainly applied at embracing the understanding of the huge mass of data by providing only few observations. If in a particular class, only marks in an examination are given, no purpose will be served. Instead, we are given the average mark in that particular examination. Definitely, it will serve better purpose. Similarly, the range of marks is also another measure of the data. Thus, statistical measures helps to reduce the complexity of the data and consequently to understand any huge mass of data. Next, it facilitates comparison. The various statistical methods facilitate comparison and enable useful conclusions to be drawn. The classification and tabulation are the two methods that are used to condense the data. They help us compare data collected from different sources, grand totals, measures of central tendencies, measures of dispersion, graphs and diagrams, coefficient of correlation, etc. provide ample scope for comparison. For example, examine a statement. The production of rice in 2011-12 is likely to be more as compared to 2010-11. The observer would not get a clear picture from the statement. But if we make a statement that the production of rice in 2011-12 is likely to be 120 million tons as compared to 110 million tons in 2010-11. It conveys a definite meaning. Now, it helps in the formation of policies. Scientific analysis of statistical data constitute the starting point in all policy making. Decisions relating to import and export of various commodities, production of particular products, etc. are all based on statistics. For example, data about population, its rate of growth of population, migration, area, etc. helps in determining the future needs such as food, clothing, housing, education, recreational facilities, water, electricity, transportation system, etc. Similarly, detailed information on the unemployed persons, like what type of qualification, skills, experiences they have, would go a long way in framing suitable policy to tackle the problem of unemployment. Next, it helps in forecasting. Plans and policies of organizations are invariably formulated well in advance of time of their implementation. The word forecasting means to predict or to estimate beforehand. Given the data set of the last 15 years connected to rainfall of Kerala, it is possible to predict or forecast the rainfall for the near future. In business also, forecasting plays a dominant role in connection with production, sales, profits, etc. Analysis of time series and regression analysis plays an important role in forecasting. Now let's consider estimation. One of the main objectives of statistics is drawn inferences about a population from the analysis for the sample drawn from that population. The four major branches of statistical inferences are estimation theory, testing of hypothesis, non-parametric test, sequential analysis. In estimation theory, we estimate the unknown values of the population parameter based on sample observations. Next, formulating and testing hypothesis. Statistical methods are extremely helpful in formulating and testing hypothesis and to develop new theories. For example, hypotheses like whether a particular coin is fair or not, or whether the students have benefited from the extra coaching, etc., can be tested by appropriate statistical tools. Now let's consider the importance of statistics in different sectors and disciplines. First, let's consider statistics and planning. In the modern age is called the age of planning. Why? Almost all organizations in the government or management of business are resorting to planning for efficient working and for formulating policy decisions. To achieve this end, the statistical data relating to production, consumption, prices, investment, income, expenditure, etc., and various advanced statistical techniques for handling and analyzing such complex data are of very important. Next, statistics and mathematics. The modern theory of statistics has its foundations on the theory of probability, which in turn is a particular branch of more advanced mathematical theory of measure and integration. Moreover, the development of statistical techniques and theories for application to various sciences, social, physical, and natural are based on fitting different mathematical models to the observed data under certain assumptions, and the whole process of such assumptions, analysis, and testing is basically mathematical in character, making wide applications of mathematical tools of integration, differentiation, algebra, trigonometry, matrix theory, and so on. Next, statistics and economics. Statistical data and techniques of statistical analysis have proved immensely useful in solving a variety of economic problems such as wages, prices, consumption, production, distribution of income and wealth, etc. Statistical tools like index numbers, time series, demand analysis, and forecasting techniques are extensively used for efficient planning and economic development of a country. Next, statistics and business. Statistics is an indispensable tool of production control also. Business executives are relying more and more on statistical techniques for studying the needs and the desires of the consumers and for many other purposes. The success of a businessman more or less depend upon the accuracy and precision of statistical forecasting. Next, statistics and biology, astronomy and medical science. The association between statistical methods and biological theories was first studied by Francis Galton in his work Regression. In astronomy, the theory of Gaussian normal law of errors for the study of the movements of stars and planets is developed by using the principle of least squares. In medical science also, the statistical tools for the collection, presentation, and analysis of observed facts relating to the causes and incidence of diseases and the results obtained from the use of various drugs and medicines are of great importance. Moreover, the efficiency of the manufactured drug or injection or medicine is tested by using the tests of significance. Next, statistics and psychology and in education. In education and psychology, statistics has found wide application to determine the reliability and validity of a test, factor analysis, etc. So that a new subject called psychometry has come into existence. Statistics and war. In war, the theory of decision functions can be of great assistance to military and technical personnel to plan maximum destruction with minimum effort. Next, statistics and industry. Statistics is widely used in many industries. In industries, control charts are widely used to maintain a certain quality level. In production engineering, to find whether the product is conforming to specifications or not. Statistical tools, namely inspection plans, control charts, etc., are of extreme importance. In inspection plans, we have to resort to some kind of sampling, a very important aspect of statistics. Now, statistics and agriculture. Analysis of variance, ANOVA, is one of the statistical tools developed by Professor R.A. Fisher. We have already discussed about in our previous class. R.A. Fisher, who is known as the father of modern statistics, plays a prominent role in agriculture experiments. In test of significance based on small samples, it can be shown that statistics is adequate to test the significant difference between two sample means. In analysis of variance, we are concerned with testing of equality of several population means. For example, 5 fertilizers are applied to 5 plots each of wheat, and the yield of wheat on each of the plots are given. In such a situation, we are interested in finding out whether the effects of these fertilizers on the yield is significantly different or not. In other words, whether the sample are drawn from the same normal population or not. The answer to this problem is provided by the technique of ANOVA and is used to test the homogeneity of several population means. I hope you understood the scopes and importance of statistics in different sectors and disciplines. Thank you.